Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to solve two questions from Trigonometric Identities and Equations which had appeared in Cambridge 9709 Pure Mathematics 1 paper, and these two questions are referred from May-June 2025 variant 1 and variant 3. So let us start with the first question now. Solve the equation 6 sine theta is equal to 1 plus 2 over sine theta for minus 180 degrees is less than theta is less than 180 degrees. So here we have to find out the values of theta that lie between the given range. So we have written the same question over here. Now let us try to get a common denominator on the right hand side. So 1 can be written as 1 over 1. So now let us multiply sine theta with 1 in the numerator and in the denominator. So this is going to give us 6 sine theta is equal to 1 times sine theta plus 2 over a common denominator sine theta. Now let us take sine theta on the other side of equal to sine so that it multiplies with 6 sine theta. So we get 6 times sine theta gives us 6 sine square theta is equal to sine theta plus 2. Now let us take these two terms on the left hand side. So we get 6 sine square theta minus sine theta minus 2 equal to 0. So this is in the form of quadratic equation. So let us try to factorize it. You can use splitting the middle term method or quadratic formula. I'm going to use the first method. So under this method we are going to multiply the coefficient of x square. Here we have x square in terms of sine theta, that is sine square theta. So let us multiply 6 with the constant which is negative 2. So this is going to give us negative 12. Now we have to try to find out two factors of negative 12 in such a way that when you multiply them, you should get negative 12, and when you add them or subtract them, you should get negative 1, which is the middle term. So the two factors we can think about here are negative 4 and 3, because negative 4 times 3 gives us negative 12, and negative 4 plus 3 gives us negative 1. So here we have written this equation in terms of its factors now. That is 6 sine square theta minus 4 sine theta plus 3 sine theta minus 2 equal to 0. Now let us group the terms. Let us group the first two terms and let us group the last two terms. So in the first group, we can see that 2 sine theta is a common factor. So we have taken it out, and inside the bracket remains 3 sine theta minus 2. And from the second group, we have to take plus 1 as a common factor, and inside the bracket remains 3 sine theta minus 2 equal to 0. So here we get two factors now. The first factor is 2 sine theta plus 1. And the second factor is 3 sine theta minus 2 equal to 0. Now equating each of these factors equal to 0, we get 2 sine theta plus 1 equal to 0 and 3 sine theta minus 2 equal to 0. Now in the first factor, let us take 1 on the other side of equal to sine. So we get 2 sine theta is equal to negative 1, and dividing by 2 on both the sides of the equal to sign, we get sine theta is equal to negative 1 over 2. Now in the second factor, let us take negative 2 on the other side of equal to sign. So we get 3 sine theta equal to 2. Now dividing both the sides by 3, we get sine theta is equal to 2 over 3. Now once we have got this, we are supposed to find the angles which are lying between the range minus 180 to plus 180 degrees. And for this, I am going to use the graph of sine theta. Now these were the two values of sine theta which we had got. And this is how a sine graph looks between minus 180 degrees and plus 180 degrees. So on the y-axis we have sine theta, and on the x-axis we have theta. From 0 to 180, this is a rising curve. So we can see that the maximum value of sine theta is 1 at 90 degrees, and at 0 and 180 degrees the value of sine theta is 0. Now over here on the negative x-axis, the minimum value of sine theta that can be reached is negative 1. And it is at minus 90 degrees. Now here, let us use this graph to predict where the values of the theta lies. So for the first value, we have got sine theta equal to minus 1 over 2. That will be minus 0.5. So on the y-axis, we are going to draw a line at minus 0.5 this way. Now here we can see that this line cuts the sine graph at 3 points, that is this point, and this point. But we are going to discard this point because our range is between minus 180 and plus 180, and this point is beyond 180. Now, if we look at these 2 points, This point is just before minus 180 degrees and this point is just above 0 degrees, that is in the negative direction. So let us see what is the first value of sine theta for minus 1 over 2. So this is going to give us the value as negative 30. So this value is going to be negative 30. Now to get the second value over here, we can see that this point is just below minus 180. So we have to subtract this minus 30 angle which we have got from minus 180. So here we have written theta equal to sine inverse of minus 0.5 and that gives us theta equal to minus 30 degrees. That is the first value. And to get the second value, we are going to subtract minus 30 from minus 180. So minus 180 minus of minus 30 is going to give us minus 150 degrees. So this angle is going to be minus 150 degrees. Now these two values we have got. Now let us check for the other angle, that is for 2 over 3. Now 2 over 3 is approximately equal to 0.667. So that will be somewhere above 0.5. So approximately over here. So again we can see that this line is going to cut the curve of sine theta at 2 points. One point is just in between 0 and 90 degrees over here. And the second point is in between 90 and 180 or just below 180 degrees. So let us try to find out the first value which is in between 0 and 90. So here we have sine inverse of 2 over 3 and this is going to give us 41.81 degrees. Let us round it to one decimal place, giving us 41.8 degrees over here. And to find out the second angle, we have to subtract 41.8 from 180 degrees. So here we have written the first angle is 41.8 and the second angle is 180 minus 41.8, giving us 138.2 degrees. So these are the four values of theta which we get for sine theta in between minus 180 and plus 180. Now this graphing is not necessary. You can use this method to predict where the values of the angles lie. Else you can directly start with this method where you get the first angle and you subtract that angle from minus 180 and plus 180 degrees. And this is for sine theta. Now let us move on to the next question. Now this question is referred from paper 1-3, May June 2025. Solve the equation 4 sine theta times tan theta is equal to 1 plus 5 times cos theta for minus 180 is less than theta is less than 180. Now here, let us try to convert this tan theta in terms of sine theta and cos theta. So for this, we are going to make use of a trigonometric identity, which is tan theta is equal to sine theta over cos theta. So here we have written 4 times sine theta times, in place of tan theta, we have written sine theta over cos theta is equal to 1 plus 5 cos theta. Now here, let us multiply the numerators together. So 4 times sine theta gives us sine square theta. Now taking this cos on the other side of equal to sine, cos multiplies with the right hand side terms, that is cos theta times 1 gives us cos theta plus cos theta times 5 cos theta gives us 5 cos square theta. Now here on the left hand side we have sine square theta and on the right hand side we have cos square theta and cos theta. So let us convert the sine square theta in terms of cos theta, and for this we are going to make use of another trigonometric identity, which is sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Now since we are trying to replace sine square theta, let us take cos square theta on the other side of equal to sine. So we get sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta. So here in place of sine square theta, we have written 4 times 1 minus cos square theta is equal to, now the right hand side stays the same. Now in the next step we have expanded this bracket, that is 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times minus cos square theta gives us minus 4 cos square theta is equal to cos theta plus 5 cos square theta. Now let us take these two terms on the right hand side. So rearranging this we get 5 cos square theta, now minus 4 cos square theta on the other side becomes plus 4 cos square theta plus cos theta, and plus 4 on the other side becomes minus 4 equal to 0. Now 5 cos square theta and 4 cos square theta are like terms. So adding them together we get 9 cos square theta plus cos theta minus 4 equal to 0. Now this resembles quadratic equation where the highest power of cos theta is 2. So let us factorize this equation. And for this we are going to use the quadratic formula, which is x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. Now here a is the coefficient of x square, which is cos square in this case. So a will be equal to 9. B is the coefficient of cos theta, which is 1. And c is the constant, which is negative 4. Now let us plug in these values in this formula. So here we get, in place of x we have cos theta. So cos theta is equal to minus b becomes minus 1 plus minus square root of b square becomes 1 square minus 4ac is going to be minus 4 times 9 times minus 4 over 2 times a becomes 2 times 9. Now simplifying this we get minus 1 plus minus. Now this square root value is going to be square root of 145 over 2 times 9 is 18. So here basically we got two values for cos theta. One is minus 1 plus square root of 145 over 18. And the second value is minus 1 minus square root of 145 over 18. Now let us get this value in decimals. So the first value of cos theta with a positive sign gives us 0.6134. Now let us take the value to 3 decimal places. So here we have written cos theta is equal to 0.613. And the second value with the negative sign, again rounding it to 3 decimal places, we have considered here cos theta is equal to negative 0.725. So this is how a cos graph looks. The maximum value of cos theta is plus 1 at theta equal to 0 degrees, and the minimum value of cos theta is minus 1, and you will get cos theta equal to negative 1 at minus 180 and plus 180 degrees. Now here our range is between minus 180 and plus 180, and you can see that the cos graph is exactly symmetrical along the y-axis. So let us consider cos theta equal to 0.613, and that value is going to be somewhere just above 0.5. So let us draw a line at approximately this point on the y-axis, and let us say that this point is 0.613. So we can see that this line cuts the graph of cos theta at 2 points symmetrically. So whatever value you get on the negative axis will be exactly same as the value you get on the positive x-axis. So let us see what is the value we get for 0.613. So here, taking the cos on the other side of equal to sign, we get theta equal to cos inverse of 0.613, and this is going to give us the value as 52.193. Rounding it to 1 decimal place, we get it as 52.2 degrees. So the angle will be somewhere here, that is 52.2, and the exact same angle will be on the negative axis, that is minus 52.2 degrees. So here we have got the first two values of the angles, that is plus or minus 52.2 degrees. Similarly, let us draw a line at minus 0.725 to predict the values of cos theta. So minus 0.725, so we can predict that it might be from this point till this point. So no need to take this point because this is going above 180. So let us stop this point over here. So here we can see that this point is going to be somewhere around here. We do not know the value, we are just predicting it. So it is just below minus 180, and the second value is over here. So this is also just below 180. So let us find out the value of cos theta now for this value. So this is going to give us 136.468. Rounding it to 1 decimal place, it is going to be 136.5, which is going to be over here, that is 136.5 degrees. And its exact opposite will be over here with the same angle, that is minus 136.5 degrees. So here we have written theta equal to cos inverse of minus 0.725, and it gave us the positive value of theta, and the same will be replicated on the negative side with the negative sign, giving us theta equal to plus or minus 136.5 degrees. So these are the 4 values of theta which we get for cos theta between minus 180 and plus 180 for the given equation. I hope you have understood all the steps and liked the video. And if you found this video useful, then check out this playlist where you'll find more examples of this kind. And if you're liking my videos, like, share and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.